Thank you for taking the time to view this short but important training, Understanding Enrollment and the Initial Elpac. The training should only require approximately 7 minutes of your time. This training will discuss the role of enrollment staff at the school sites and how important it is to know and understand the home language survey as it relates to our English learner population. Take a moment to review the acronyms you will hear here in this presentation and whenever Elpac may be discussed at your site. Elpac is the English Language Proficiency Assessment for California. EL is English Learner, ELP is English Learner Proficiency, HLS is a Home Language Survey, IEP is an Individual Education Plan, an IFEP is the Initially English Fluent Proficient Designation, TK is for Transitional Kindergarten, SETC is a Site Elpac Testing Coordinator, and ELC is an English Language Coordinator. Enrollment packets at every site have variations. One common factor included in these packets is the Home Language Survey. This is a simple one-page survey that parents complete. If there is a language other than English on questions 1, 2, or 4 in any column, the student will be assessed with the initial Elpac. This is the mandated state test for determining English language proficiency. Depending on the outcome of the assessment, the student will be identified as initially English fluent proficient or English learner. EL students will take the summative Elpac annually until they are reclassified as English proficient. So why do you as enrollment staff need to know about the Elpac or the Home Language Survey? Because you are the front line in identification of our EL students. Did you know that according to the Every Student Succeeds Act, also known as ESSA, the Elpac is administered to students aged 3 through 22. However, on June 14th of this past year, the Governor approved AB 2268 to modify the Elpac to exclude our UTK population. So only students enrolled in a kindergarten classroom as a kindergartner will be administered the Elpac. They must be enrolled in a traditional K through 12 public school. All students enrolled in our 12+ sites and alternative schools such as Trace, Garfield, and Home Hospital are included in the Elpac assessment. When you are enrolling students with special needs, be sure to ask the parent if the child has an IEP or is in the process of being evaluated for special education services. If there is an IEP, please copy the Special Factors page and provide it along with the Home Language Survey to the SETC. If there is an IEP in process, just let the SETC know. So why is the Home Language Survey so important? Because San Diego Unified staff do not have access to CalPads, and we do not have the ability to find the EL status of students that were possibly enrolled in a previous district. So the Home Language Survey is the first indicator of a student being eligible for any English language development services. The timeline for conducting the initial Elpac is 30 calendar days from the first day of enrollment or attendance. Without the enrollment record and the Home Language Survey being entered into PowerSchool, the SSID and TBD status are not known or validated. Every day that passes eats away at that 30-day timeline for compliance. For the 2024-25 school year, the first day of student enrollment will be August 12th, and the 30-day calendar day of enrollment will be September 10th of 2024. So you are the front line to ensuring our EL students are properly identified, assessed, and receive the proper supports and instruction they need to succeed. We all understand how extremely busy the start of the school year is. However, if you could take 1 or 2 extra seconds and scan the Home Language Surveys for fields 1, 2, and 4, if any language other than English is listed, please place the file in a priority entry pile. It will benefit these students. If possible, a copy of the home language survey at that time would be icing on the cake. Provide this via email, scan, or hard copy to the designated site Elpac coordinator so they can be aware of potential students that require the initial Elpac. These precious few minutes will benefit our EL students by providing them the opportunity to access necessary supports. Important tips. Once a student has been enrolled at your site, the site becomes responsible for assessment, even for one day, and no-shows. So if the site does not assess that student, they remain the site responsibility until another California public school enrolls that student, and the student becomes part of the site participation rate at the end of the year. Every site is required to assess 100% of all identified TBD EL students. Before no-show or dropping a TBD or EL students, please verify with the site Elpac coordinator that all assessments have been conducted. Upon learning of a student family leaving the school, please notify your SETC so they can be sure that the student has everything they need to transition to a new site. If you still have questions about Elpac and the home language survey, please contact your designated site Elpac coordinator. If they are not available, the site ELD teacher or the multilingual education department should be able to assist. We appreciate your time and attention to this important process.